where you can follow all the regulations gives.
Yes, thank you so much. You can mute your phone now. So let's turn to Mr. Bongani Mazwi Mkwananzi. Mr. Bongani Mazwi Mkwananzi is a member of a Zimbabwean group that is in South Africa. It's called the Zimbabwean Community in South Africa. They represent many Zimbabweans in that country. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dube, and thanks to the listeners.
Thank you so much. Before we talk about King Zwelithini, the tragic death of the king of the Zulus, let's talk a little bit about COVID-19. It's a year now since WHO declared COVID-19 a global pandemic. So now, from that time up to today, how have people been surviving in that country, in South Africa? That is Zimbabweans living there.
Look, for Zimbabweans, it has been quite a very difficult time. Zimbabweans in South Africa, as we have mentioned quite a few times, quite dependent. Mostly they work in the hospitality sector and these other sectors that found themselves locked down and people could not go to work. So people have faced difficulties, including losing loved ones to COVID-19, which would be exacerbated by the hardship of repatriation of bodies, with some people lacking documentation, so much that it makes it even harder. It's only harder to repatriate somebody even when you have documentation. It is even harder when you don't have documentation and you are under lockdown. We found that a lot of people could not pay their rents, but some of the landlords were not adhering to the lockdown regulations, which prescribe that someone cannot be evicted during this lockdown. But some people were reporting to us that they were being evicted or threatened with eviction because they could not pay their rent, they could not go to work. Food became an issue, as we have previously come on show and shown that we made efforts. We sent out an SOS to get people to donate food so that we do food parcel distributions, which we have done to a few hundred, up to around 2,000 or so people. But this has not been enough. There is a large contingent of our people in South Africa, and many may not even have access to us or knowledge about us. And we only have so much of resources to be able to assist everyone. We are very happy, although that the government managed to relent after a court case by a group that challenged the COVID-19 facility that was only being granted to South Africans, and it was now extended to migrants as well. So this was quite welcome. Although in the same light, the government had already extended, the South African government had already extended the help that was coming through the Solidarity Fund. So we received through Africa Awake some of the parcels that had come from that fund. So this has been the situation. People have suffered a lot. They have lost loved ones. They have lost livelihoods, and they are still locked down. They have not seen families in a while. Most people have their families back at home. Some would have normally been maybe traveling monthly or like that, and they have not managed to do this in a long while.
Yeah, ngesintu sibili singathi abantu babhekane lobhubhane lolu kakhulu. Ikakhulu abangasasebenziyo, labanye nje umuntu uyesaba lokuthi angene emphakathini. Kunjani khonapho nxa sikhangela abantu abadabuka eZimbabwe abahlala kule South Africa?
Bahlulukelwe kakhulu Dube abantu. Kunzima. Kuba nzima kakhulu uma ungumuntu okhutheleyo kodwa ungasakwazi ukuvunyela ukuthi uphumele ngaphandle nawe uyeziphandela. Kuba nzima kakhulu ngoba abantu bevinjelwe emakhaya kwathiwa akukho umuntu ophumayo emsebenzini. Abantu abaningi labo abasebenza ema-restaurant uthola ukuthi lawo ma-restaurant avaliwe. Abantu abasebenza around i-liquor industry bathola ukuthi sokunama-restrictions amaningi. Even ngalesi sikhathi kusasenama-curfew, izitolo lezi abasebenza kizo azisavulwa as much as it were kudala. Okunye ukhangela ukuthi abanye ngabo-maid. Umuntu usuka yena engumaid athola ukuthi yena owakhe umqhashi usencitshiselwe iholo lehliswa, sokufike kwizinga lokuthi naye lwana mqhashi mhlawumbe akasasebenzi la uvalelwe kasakwazi naye ukuthi amholise lo sokumele nabo naye ahlale phansi. So kube nzima kakhulu ebantwini abaningi, singasabali nje ubunzima bezomnotho, abanye balahlekelwe izihlobo zabo, bekunzima kakhulu. Size sangenelela, ngingabalisa umzekeliso othizana nje abantu abangawukhangelela phansi. Kwaba lemuli yaseBhinga eyalahlekelwa ngabantu abane ngemva kokuphuza utshwala obase bungathi ukuthi bungalunganga, bababulala. Ngumzekeliso nje ongakhanya uthe phecelezi, kodwa yiyo i-effect ye-lockdown le size sayibona ngamehlo ukuthi nakhona nje abantu sebevalelekile, labade befisa ukuzithokozisa ngotshwala besebezobulanda nkulu kuze kusweleke lamalungu omndeni. Ukhangele ukuthi umuntu nje even elamaphepha aqondileyo kuba nzima ukuhambisa isidumbu ekhaya nje ngoba kunamaphepha amaningi okumele process. Ngalesi sikhathi bese kunzima kakhulu ngoba ngapha uvalelwe, ngapha mhlawumbe uthola ukuthi lowo muntu akala namaphepha, ngapha ziyascreenwa isidumbu ukuthi ngazila COVID konke lalokhu ngapha nje abanye mhlawumbe abalalawo amapolisi omasingcwabisane nento ezinjalo, izimali kazisekho. Hayi kube nzima kakhulu namanje kusasenzima.
Siyakuzwa kakhulu, sicela ubambe khonapho ungayikatshana Baba Mkwananzi. Marvelous.
Maybe if you can just tell us, I heard you're in South Africa. How are people receiving the COVID-19 vaccine? We've seen even here in the United States, people are still skeptical about taking the COVID-19 virus, COVID-19 vaccine, including Zimbabwe. What about there in South Africa?
Currently, what we know is that the vaccine is currently still being distributed to healthcare and first-line workers. As far as I know, currently, this has not yet been extended to the general populace. The plan, as we have heard, is that it will soon be extended to the general populace. The attitude so far has been that people seem to be willing to be taking the vaccine. Yes, there is a few skeptics, people who are thinking this is a 666 thing, some conspiracies, etc. But then people have the right to be skeptical about things that are unknown. It's a bit of a natural thing. Christian groups, I'm sorry to say, I have spoken to one or two people who believed that, look, this thing they feel is going to be imposed on them. But government has come out, the president of South Africa was very clear that no one will be forced to take the vaccine. It is only encouraged that to gain herd immunity, people should take the vaccine so that the more people are inoculated, the less spread of that disease, the speed of spread. And the chances of survival are high when someone's body has acquired its defense towards this disease and learned how to deal with the virus.
Thank you so much. Apochukunzwa mnyarekani vedu vari kutaura ivo vari kuSouth Africa vachiti ivo nyaya yenhomba sekuziva kwavo pari zvino nhomba iyi ichiri kubayiwa kuna vana mukoti nemadoctors nevamwewo mafrontline workers vachiti asi vazhinji vamwe vari kutambira kuti nhomba iyi yakanaka kuitira kuti vanhu vawane ivo herd immunity, asi kwozoitawo vamwe vari kuita sezviri kuitwa iko kuno kuAmerica kuti vanhu vari kutaura zvakawanda pamusoro penhomba iyoyi pane